So what is a business cooperative? Well, it's a type of business legal structure, and it's a formal structure. So you could have people that are like cooperating together in a business setting, but that's not necessarily a formal cooperative. When I say formal cooperative, I mean a legal structure where the business is actually registered as a type of corporation. So a cooperative is a form of corporation, but it's a little bit different from a regular business corporation. The biggest differences would be that with a regular business corporation, there's shares issued to owners. So you could just have one owner that owns 100% of the shares, or you could have 5 owners that own 20% each, or you could have different amounts allocated to different owners. You could have one that owns 60% of the shares, and then 2 other owners that own 20% of the shares in a regular business corporation. Whereas in a cooperative, you don't really have owners, you have members, and these members don't own shares. The members all have equal voting rights. Unlike a regular business corporation, if one owner owns 60%, they are the majority shareholder, therefore their vote counts for the most. But with this cooperative type of structure, even if there's 100 members, they all have equal say. So it's more of a democratic system and a democratic way of setting up a corporation. Because it's a corporation though, it is still a separate legal entity. So you're going to need a business bank account. You're going to have approval from the different members in order to make bigger business decisions. And like anything, if this is the right fit or not, completely depends on the situation. It depends on the type of business. It depends on the preferences of the owners or the members. And so I'll give you a couple quick scenarios here in which setting up a cooperative would probably make a lot of sense and be really useful. So in the first scenario, let's say that you're a massage therapist and you want to rent out your own space to do massage therapy, but you're finding that the rent is just too high. If you want to be in kind of a central location, it's just much too high for one person and it's not feasible. But you are open to having, a shared clinic with other massage therapists or other alternative healthcare practitioners. What you could do in this case is set up a cooperative where you still get to run your own business as a massage therapist, but you form a cooperative with other health practitioners. Maybe you found some other massage therapists or people that provide acupuncture or chiropractic care or social workers or things like that. You can all come together and kind of pool your resources where you still get to work completely independently, but you're just pooling those resources to share your costs. And so in this case, it would be mainly for rent, rather than one individual paying, $3,000 per month for rent. You could take 10 individuals, pool them together, and get a nicer facility, and maybe they all only have to pay $600 per month. You can share insurance in some cases, at least for the building. You could share the cost of utilities. You could all chip in together to pay for an administrative assistant for the clinic and things like that. But you're still working independently, billing your own clients, filing your own taxes, and things like that. So in that case, that can be a really useful application of setting up a cooperative, where really it is just like pooling resources together, taking a bunch of people, bringing them together to work towards a common goal, while still allowing some independence to work your own businesses and run your own businesses the way that you want to. And in that case as well, you could even share a website where you have kind of like a health collective website rather than having 10 different people with 10 different websites. So there are a long list of benefits to having a cooperative, and I think that could be a good fit, and that's commonly seen as well. And now another type of situation where a cooperative would make sense would be what's called a producer cooperative. And there are a lot of different types of cooperatives. A consumer cooperative, a producer cooperative would be 2 of the main ones. But for the example of a producer cooperative, let's say that you have your own small farm and you're producing carrots as your main crop that you're producing. And you find that the grocery chains, they want larger farmers, larger producers, because they're not willing to purchase from all these different farms. It's just more work for them. They would rather find larger farms where they can get larger quantities. So let's say maybe you're producing, 200 kilograms of carrots per year. But the larger grocery chains would like you to produce 10,000 in order to sign a contract with them to be one of their suppliers. So maybe you don't have that much capacity. In this case, what you could do is set up a producer cooperative with maybe 5 other farmers or 4 other farmers that have similar capacity, so that all of you can pool your resources together. And rather than having just one person, one farmer producing 200 kilograms of carrots, you can have 5 all producing the same amount, but you pool them together and then you have your 1,000, then you've produced enough to become a supplier for one of the larger grocery chains, and you're able to sign that contract, whereas you wouldn't otherwise be able to on your own. And in this case, you're still able to operate your business quite independently from those other cooperative members. You get to vote equally on the decisions and the operations of the cooperative, but you still kind of get to run your farm the way you want to run it. Your business is still separate. Your income tax and expenses and revenue and all that type of stuff is a little bit separate or divvied up equally among the members of the cooperative. So there can be a lot of flexibility here, and it can be really useful. Again, it's kind of just a way to take a bunch of people, bring them together, when they're working for a common goal, and it can help you to achieve that common goal either by pooling your resources to provide as producers, or pooling your resources together to use to consume something together and spread out the cost among the members.